one message for you from your aunt. She will bust both of you in the head. Can y'all hear me?
Not rocket science,
I think you, like me, have a face for radio.
Can y'all hear me?
We gonna play with the players we got. Next man up.
That's why it sucks.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
This kind of unprofessionalism does not need to be tolerated. And I mean it.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
What the hell is going on here? Just all hang up.
Another episode of the BS Podcast.
Hang on.
Moran.
Hang on. There's all kinds of noise in my ear now.
Oh, jeez.
We need a little bit more professionalism.
What is up, everybody? Again, technical difficulties are kicking our tail. Let me go and make sure that we're live. This is the BS Podcast, and this is my fellow co-host, producer, alerts me we're not live. I'm going to go check it out. Welcome to the BS Podcast and this week's episode. As we get started, Alabama's on a bye week, but we still have plenty to talk about. And I see here that the Q-Dog is live. I see me looking at me. So let me edit the privacy post, and it's public. I'm not sure why we can't get... Come on, Facebook. Get it right, Facebook. Get it right. All right, we are here in the Man vs. Marriage studio, getting ready to kick off another episode as we get down and jiggy with it. Let me bring my people on so we can introduce them. We can talk to them. We can find out who they are and what they do. As we kick this off, we're going to talk to Wild Bill. Wild Bill, tell the people who you are and what you do, my man.
Roll Tide, roll, baby. It's the Georgia Bulldogs rolling into T-Town. Time to take a bite out of them dogs.
Wow.
Teach them Bulldogs to behave.
Yeah, man, he's feisty today.
We want some of them dogs. I'm Wild Bill, bivocational pastor.
That's it. Part-time worker at Twin Bridges Golf Course.
Yes, sir.
New Directions, Church of God in Atala, Alabama. I know all those things because I hear all those things all the time. And I got to tell you, we have a great Bible study. We got a great Bible study every other Thursday. Y'all need to get hooked up on that. All right. Next, let's talk to Amber Dash, rolling solo this evening. Amber, tell the people who you are, what you do.
I am Amber Dash. I'm married to Austin Dash, who is not here today. Bill is my dad. Quincy and Josh are my cousins. Yeah, that's what I do. Just run around being related to all these people. So
that's it. And it's a good time. It's a good time. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, all right, baby. It's Georgia Hate Week. I was sharing all about it in my Instagram story earlier. I've got a ton of Georgia fan friends, and I was like, I love y'all, but I hate y'all this week.
That's right. It's Football Hate Week, baby. All right. Josh Moran, tell the people who you are and what you do.
I'm Josh Moran. Right now, I itch my nose. There's an itch in there. And I also am flyer to Cali and Seattle. That's what I do.
Flyer to Cali and Seattle. That's great.
And also
that's great.
Fly back from Seattle. I do that.
Yes. Welcome back from the communist West Coast. Glad to have you back. Glad you made it safe.
More updates.
More updates coming your way in the second quarter. And I, for 44 years running, am a hero to the man placed right beneath me, Joshua Moran. And I am your host, Quincy Moran, for the BS Podcast. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, the BS Podcast, what is it brought to you by? It's brought to you by don'ttreadonmeat.us. That's right. Little bit of funny, little bit of serious. Look, I've been a carnivore for 6 years. This particular advice is not meant to treat, cure, or fix your prostate or cure any disease, but I have been a carnivore going on 6 years this October, and it has changed my life. And what I found out is there is some kind of an assault going on beef, and I don't know why. Bill Gates, you got more money than me, but keep your hands off my beef. That's right. And how can you do that? You can go celebrate don'ttreadonmeat.us. That's right. You can wear this particular shirt. Come and take it. That's right. You ain't gonna take my beef, beer.
Come and take it.
I have a statement. I wanted to say, if you count all the homoerotic Quincy stuff he did during football, he's been a carnivore for a lot longer.
There you go, bringing homosexuality up again, Josh.
Every episode.
It is what it is, man.
It's not even necessary.
He goes to Gavin's playground and he comes back and starts.
That's right. I mean, we're not even 3 minutes into the episode, and here you are talking about your sexual orientation again. That's okay.
It was yours, but whatever.
We've come to expect that. But yeah, go to don'ttreadonmeat.us. Order a shirt right now. Go rock the brand. So many good things. There is an awesome. If you are a Trekkie, there's a shirt design I came up with that says "Beef me up, Scotty." It's pretty awesome, as a matter of fact. But without further ado, let's get to the entertainment portion of this particular program. And looks like we have our first watcher, Sabrina Knight. Sabrina Knight, welcome to the BS Podcast. We are so glad you're watching. We'll leave your comment up there. Shout out to you. And we're going to get into what we like to call Wild Bill and his Bama bullet points. And before he gets started, we have something that we love to show off. And thanks to our very own Austin Dash, he has his own theme song. And he must have won Josh Moran. I want to make sure we know that. But here we go. It's time for Wild Bill and those Bama bullet points. Yes, indeed, Wild Bill. Welcome back to another week. It's week 4. Alabama on a bye week, getting ready for Georgia. So Georgia is on our mind. And what do you got for your Bama bullet points this week, big dog?
Okay, the first 3 is not pertaining to Alabama, but I thought they were very interesting. James Madison University received $500,000 to go to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and put up 70 points on the Tar Heels and take the Tar Heels down. It's time for Mac to go. And then number 2, the kickers for Vanderbilt and Mizzou missed 5 field goals amongst themselves. The Missouri kicker missed 3, and the Vandy kicker missed 2. And the 2 the Vandy kicker missed cost them so dearly. And then the third one, I thought, with y'all being in Texas, y'all would love this one. Sonny Dykes, the coach at TCU University, was ejected in the third quarter of their game Saturday against SMU, which was his former team before he coached TCU. So it takes some good coaching to get ejected from a football game. Just saying. To be EJ, you out of here, buddy. Go, you're gone. That's sad. So then here we go. In the Georgia-Alabama series all time, it's 43-26-4 in favor of Bama. So we've got 17 more wins against them. Since 2015, Alabama is 6-1 against the Bulldogs. And in that time span, in those 7 games, Alabama has scored 226 points.
Yikes.
Georgia has scored 166 points. So that averages roughly to Alabama 32 points per game, Georgia 23. Pretty awesome.
That is pretty stinking
And then
awesome.
The last one is going to be a comparison through the first three games of Carson Beck and Jalen Milroe. They both are completing 68% of their passes. Beck has completed his for 680 yards. Jalen for 595 yards. Carson Beck has thrown for 7 touchdowns and no interceptions. Jalen has thrown for 8 touchdowns and no interception. So that is Wild Bill's bullet points for this Monday.
I love
Thank
it.
you, and God bless you.
Got your swag on? Got your birthday hat?
That's
Got
right.
your birthday hat rocking?
Rolling
Show
Tide, baby.
That's right. Show the people your I'm with DeBoer in 24. Show that shirt off, would you? There it is. Rolling with DeBoer in 24, baby. You can get yours too at quincymoran.com/apparel for the BS podcast. There are so many. And let me tell you what, tonight, since there was no Bama game and I don't have any stats to really talk about, let me talk to you now, Wild Bill, as we're doing this, and then I've got some discussion. This week's shirt drop. So every week I have promised you a shirt drop, something that's particular to the show. Hopefully we make some kind of noise. And this week's shirt drop, ladies and gentlemen, it's not rocket science. That's right. Brought to you by Josh Moran. It's not rocket science. Got a little bit of a zoom there for you. It's not rocket science. Ha, ha, ha. Josh Moran. So get yours right now in honor of Alabama's 18 championships. All of the shirts that we do, that precede from the BS podcast will be $18.18. So that this poor show can make some money, Alabama, please win another championship. And that way we can get up to $19.19. Get a little gap in the profit there and help the show. So make sure that you check that out. Now, Wild Bill, here's one thing that's really interesting. You said James Madison went to Chapel Hill and took the Tar Heels behind the woodshed. Now, let me ask you this question. Who was the 4th president of the United States?
Probably James Madison.
It was James Madison. Let me ask you this question. Who was the father of the Constitution?
The father of James Madison.
There you go, James Madison. And who represents America's will to come back and going into Chapel Hill, getting paid millions of dollars to put it on the Tar Heels? That is right, James Madison. So maybe it shadows the election in America.
Here's a question and they can answer too when they come back on if they would like to. Why did they only get paid $500,000 from North Carolina when we give these teams $1 million or more to come play us? What's up with that?
Well, I'll tell you, James Madison,
$500,000.
Yeah, they must not have great negotiators because all the schools that come to play us dip into the pocket for millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, because one of the teams that Tennessee played a week or two ago, they paid them $1.3 million to come to Knoxville, and they gave them. I thought that's pretty cheap, $500,000.
I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to coin the phrase defeated for a discount right there. So that's what we're going to plug on. That's right. We're going to plug that on them. That might make the shirt reel next week. But let me bring our commandants back on the stage. And let me just talk about, since there are no stats, I want to talk a little bit about college football, and then we can go into your Bama bullet points for the week. But no surprise, Texas just beats UL Monroe like a drum, 51-0.
Hey,
Ohio
State. Real quick. Great bullet points, by the way.
Fantastic.
Might have been some of the best Wild Bill bullet points ever.
Believe me. So we've got Ohio State. They handled business against Marshall, 49 points on them, 49-14. Ole Miss handling business against Georgia Southern, 52-13. Tennessee. Boy, I tell you what, definitely watched the first quarter of that game. And Oklahoma, they showed up to play some football. They're there in Norman. It's a tough place to play, as Uncle Bill, Wild Bill.
I told you, everybody's sleeping on them.
As he alluded to earlier in the season. But I'll tell you what, to pull that game out on the road in a hostile environment and to baptize the Sooners into their SEC play, 25-15. We talked about the Missouri-Vanderbilt game. They both tried. It was who could lose it first. And it sounds like it was not a competition to win, yet it was a competition to lose. And Vanderbilt succeeded in that, losing 30-27 to the Tigers in Missouri. Miami, wow, they put 50 on South Florida, which is very close to what we did. Seems like they did it in a more balanced fashion. Maybe they played their starting offensive line, 50-15. Penn State, 56 to a goose egg against Kent State. And then here's another.
Can I say something about Miami?
No.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
They're 4-0, but they got wins over Florida, Florida A&M, Ball State, and South Florida. So they're number 7 in the country right now. They got a really good quarterback, but I think we should wait until they're tested to really anoint them the kings of the ACC, which looks like there's some parity.
Yeah, and I've got to tell you, I'm just not a fan of a ranking system until you get 6 weeks into the season, because you just don't know what you have. You can't talk about talent that's coming back, and what that's going to look like with the coaching turnover, et cetera. So I think that's kind of goofy. If we played a preseason and then they put a poll out, maybe, but we don't.
Yeah,
Also remember,
Colorado is going to be ranked right now if you rank them after 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Also remember they called them after the physical game with Alabama also, because a couple of guys got hurt against Alabama that couldn't play.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. It was a very physical game. So that's a good point as well. USC travels to the Big House up in Michigan and does what they can to pull ahead in the fourth quarter, and then they give the game away with a long run and lose to Michigan 27-24. It was pitiful. I want USC and UCLA to be great, so when Alabama plays them, we can dominate them. But they succumbed to.
Can I read a couple
Michigan.
stats?
Sure, go ahead.
I don't know if you watched a lot of the game, but Michigan had 32 passing yards and 290 rushing yards.
Oh, my gracious.
Their offense sucks. And Sharon, if I remember correctly, was their offensive coordinator. So this is a ticking time bomb that's going to explode over the season. They are trash.
Well, they're 3-1. And
what was Southern Cal's stats?
Southern Cal, let's look. It was Miller Moss was 28-51, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. The defense just could not slow down the running game. And, if you remember the LSU game, all of us were saying that their defense looked better. Now, this is on the defense.
Yeah, 100%.
Couldn't happen to a better coach. I mean, what can
the defense had the opportunity to shut them down, and what was it? They gave up like a 70-yard run. It was ridiculous at the end of the game.
And then that touchdown run at the end too. I mean, you're on the 3 or 4 yard line, you still gave it up. So
yeah, just pitiful USC. And let's hope
Michigan is a one-dog pony. It ain't working out.
And then we go down to Oklahoma State. I mean, Oklahoma State playing Utah, both teams 3-0, Oklahoma State at home, and they cannot find a way to win against Utah, which Utah is such a gritty team, and they have been for years, but 22-19 there. Now, here's one that's surprising to me. Kansas State was supposed to be one of the best teams in the country, and they lose to BYU 38-9 in Morgantown.
I think BYU might be the best team in the Big 12. There's a lot of good, decent teams in that conference too. And I'll tell you what, Utah's Cam Rising never gets to play football. I'll just throw that out there.
Well, then we go to LSU playing UCLA. The first half was very competitive and just a bitter struggle. LSU came out in the second half, scored 17 additional points, put the game away, but it was a great game. I was surprised by UCLA's heart. They were playing in Death Valley. So I think it's a sign of great things to come as college football just continues to rise and get better. Notre Dame put 28 points on Miami, Ohio. Louisville beat Georgia Tech, which is so weird. I don't know.
At the 2-minute warning for this quarter.
2-minute warning. So yeah, let's just open it up for anything else that y'all might have.
All right, I got
to cover some of the scores in college football, and then I'll turn it over to you, Josh.
I saw on Twitter. I didn't get to watch the UCLA LSU game, but was the stands half empty? This is also interactive, so I was asking because I saw a bunch of pictures where like a lot of LSU fans, like the stadium wasn't full.
No idea.
That was odd to me because
so I didn't get to see anything.
I noticed some kind of the same thing at the Wisconsin-Alabama game. There were plenty of seats that were open. It was up in the upper bowl, but
I think that was late. That was actually later in the game.
Yeah.
No, it was a rowdy. Full. It was a very rowdy crowd in the first half.
They were full until we started putting that SEC whipping on them. So
I was on a plane and I was just so elated that the Wi-Fi was good enough to stream.
Yes,
I was all over that, dude.
I have not had a flight where that was possible. So congratulations.
I'll talk about it later.
Sad note: Harold Perkins is out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, what the hell? That's their best player. Pretty much, that's the best player on their team.
Tore his ACL. He's done.
That's not good. Hey, shout out to Chris Bates. He's given us a Roll Tide. Everybody give Chris a Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, Chris.
Roll Tide, Bates. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Okay, well, as it's time, we will make the transition. Oh, actually, much like Josh in his true fashion, we will make a transition to the second quarter.
I need the music.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm working on it, bro. I'm working.
I think we should have the music behind the whole podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for your second quarter. Make sure that you go to IamJoshMoran.com for high-quality crap. That's right, high-quality crap brought to you by IamJoshMoran.com and the sponsor of the second quarter. And now, without further ado, it is Josh Moran.
Your timer's on, buddy.
I need everybody back. I don't know why we have to do this every time.
Yeah, he doesn't like to be the star of the show. Shocking. I know.
Well, I am the star of the show, but I don't want to be, So for all 3 or 4 of the people that listened last week, they probably already know I went to California and Seattle. I had a quick note that I wanted to give before I ask a few questions, and then we'll just kind of flow as it goes. So the note I have is Lancaster. I don't know anybody knows what Lancaster is. Quincy, you know.
I know where it is.
So do you, Amber. It's exactly the same.
Literally been there.
It has not changed pretty much except for the prices of food and et cetera, et cetera. I felt like the town was kind of just still like a small town. It hadn't changed tons since I've been there. And I think that's
northeast of Los Angeles.
Yes,
it is, but it's also not a liberal crap hole like Los Angeles. So you just have a Mayor Rex Paris back in the day that was a complete fraud and a criminal, but still good. The other thing I noticed, and this is really surprising, that Seattle had a lot of mom and pop shops. There was not a ton of just chains on every corner, and I thought that was pretty cool because it was more small towny, just your local store that you would go to eat or whatever. I was not expecting that, which the rest of it sucked, but that's a good thing. All right, so question for everybody except for Quincy. Ready? Everybody's familiar with McDonald's. Do you guys eat McChickens, McDonald's at any point?
I don't eat McChickens, no, but they're yummy.
And they're on the cheap menu. All right, so I want to know, how much do you think a McChicken was in Seattle? And then how much was it yesterday when I purchased the same item in Fort Worth where I live? Amber.
$5 in Seattle. $3.50 in Fort Worth.
Okay, Uncle Bill.
$7.50 in Seattle.
Holy!
They got to pay for all them drug heads to live on the street somehow.
Man, you ain't lying. I've seen some of them. I've seen some of
And
them.
then $3. What'd you say in Fort Worth, Amber?
I said $3.50.
$3.
Yeah, I'm gonna. This is gonna be even a bigger shock. Like, so the McChicken was $5.39 in Seattle.
I was close.
You were close, but you were probably over guessing because it's one of the cheapest things on the menu.
Yeah.
So I get back to Fort Worth and it was $2.19. So $3.20 more for
Holy
a McChicken in Seattle. And that's literally happened this week. So there's no go look at it and see debunk it and all that. No, take that away. Not yet.
That picture in Josh and our topic for every podcast does not surprise me.
Quincy, hold on.
I'm sorry. I thought you said, I'm looking at my notes from you right now. You said when you were talking about the price of the McChicken.
No, I have to say that. I have to say the joke first.
Oh, okay.
So,
Sorry,
all right,
my
so
bad.
it's ruined, but I'll say it anyways.
Sorry.
The BS Podcast investigative journalists have managed to attain a pic of one of the chickens used to make the McChickens in Seattle.
That's funny.
That's right. It's
Oh,
a
my
gold
goodness.
chicken. It's a
That's
gold
funny.
I got a question. I need to interject real quick.
chicken. What's that?
That's hilarious.
Is that not a rooster?
Yes.
Look, I'm not going
And
for like this ain't
it's a-
literal.
It's a golden rooster. Josh, if you just think about another name for a rooster and then how you present yourself on this show, you have shown us a golden rooster.
A golden
No.
cock. Yeah.
Yes, good job, Josh.
I'm like
This is a family-friendly show, so you need to get
I'm
your
like-
crap together.
I'm like Shannon Sharp, as Antonio.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Antonio Brown would say that. Hey, go to his Twitter, you'll see. All right, so let's move on. You got the routine now, Amber?
Yes. I'm waiting on your jokes.
All right, so I've got another one. So this is not a question. I was just going to let you guys know that gas was anywhere from $4.69 to $5.09 in Cali and Seattle. And when you think about it and you live there, it'll make you want to do this with the gas. I mean, might as well because you ain't buying nothing else.
Wait, how much did you say it was? I was too busy reading my notes from you. How much did you say it was?
$4.69 to $5.09, and we paid for that gas.
I
so.
paid $2.72 today at
Guess what
Walmart in Clanton.
I should have sent you the picture of what I paid.
And
yesterday.
Walmart in Clanton is expensive for where we are.
I paid
the cities
$2.51 at Costco yesterday.
The
That's what it
cities
is in
around us,
Ocala.
it's about $2.50.
I got to tell you, my wife's brother-in-law, he does not want to live there, and I don't see how he's dealing with it. His house is worth about $1 million, and out here it'd probably be worth $270 to $330.
Holy crap!
So we're trying to talk him into moving. All right, so me and Melly, after our trip, we realized. All right, so the big thing we realized is how much nicer people are in Texas than in Cali and Seattle. It also made me realize that Texas ain't even the real South, and people are way nicer in Alabama, where all the racist people are. And I figured, that kind of makes you think.
I'm not racist.
That's my point. So now we're gonna move on a little bit more about Seattle. We went to the wedding; it was great. Had a great time, but then we went to a bar afterwards. Now I'm gonna get Amber to show y'all the picture, and then I just want you to stare at it, and then I want all three of y'all's thoughts. I'm not gonna keep mine to myself. This was in the bar we went to.
Oh yeah,
Now,
that looks
yes,
fantastic.
that is a Ouija board with pride flags all over it.
Yep.
I couldn't even tell you what any of those stand for. One of them is lesbian, and one of them is just LGBTQIA. But I don't.
One of them's for pedos, and then et cetera, et cetera.
Oh my god!
All right, so Amber, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't understand because I don't know why we have so many flags.
What you mean besides the American flag?
Yeah, what happened? Can't they just keep using that rainbow flag? I mean, why has everybody got to have their own color? Like,
Hey, we have a comment that says from Christopher Bates says, looks like that guy drinking out the gas can handle that golden chicken. And I tried to do it in his accent. There you go, bro. You're right.
I just don't understand how we ended up with all these variations of flags. Like, I
Yeah,
think
me
it's
either.
stupid because I don't know what they mean. So,
Quincy, your thoughts? Because to me, it's kind of evil to have a Ouija board and then
yeah, the fact that it was a Ouija board, that's weird.
yeah, it just
Yeah,
Ouija boards are weird.
I am no fan of Ouija boards, and I definitely wouldn't put something I'm proud of on top of it to celebrate it. So, like, I'm not going to take an American flag and put it on top of a Ouija board because I think celebrating the devil and celebrating evil spirits is kind of a dumb thing to do. You're free to do it. It's America, but I think it's pretty dumb. And I do not, that's like 0 stars, do not recommend. So be careful what you're fooling around with here, because we're not just physical people. There's a spiritual realm, and undoubtedly you're looking to flex your muscles on that. As far as it goes, Pride flag, God had the rainbow first. And so I don't know why they assumed that particular, particular,
it's a flex.
I don't know why they assumed that particular icon as, what they have. But the thing that bothers me the most is the flag that I've been told, I don't have any facts to back this up, but the flag that I've been told that it represents pedophilia. I think that is absolutely
It's a map. It's a minor attracted person. But just speed it up. We got a lot more stuff.
Yeah, and we're at 5.5 minutes.
Okay, yeah. I totally what could I say? I totally disavow that flag, and it's unacceptable to me, and it only belongs on a Ouija board and nowhere else.
Amber, we got 5.5 left.
Yep.
All right,
but it's about to be 5.
What's your quick opinion?
I wouldn't have went to the bar to begin with.
I didn't know that we were going there until we got there.
And then I would have saw that and turned around and walked out when I saw that.
Moving on. So I don't know if you've flown a lot, but I haven't. But the last time I flew was American, and I flew Southwest. Delta surprised me. It was awesome. They got the flight attendants were nice. Our flights were all on time, and we actually landed early every flight, which was crazy.
Wow.
The seat back screens are awesome. Even if they don't have the live TV, they got Wi-Fi, and you can connect online, and it streams video. I watched the whole Bama game on one of them. They give you snacks, drinks. I think the other ones do that too, but you can actually purchase. No,
Delta has the best snacks.
Yeah, and you can also purchase charcuterie boards and different meals, and they'll heat it up for you. So if you're gonna fly with Delta. That's my opinion.
Bougie.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on since I've wasted a lot of time.
Yeah, you're at 4 minutes.
We're gonna move on to Camel Harris. It's just a little quick thing. I wanted to see if you guys had saw this tweet.
Yes.
And if you thought that was kind of a flex, or
IRS. Wait a minute. That says the IRS union.
Yeah. It did.
Yeah.
They're endorsing Kamala Harris. Now, I want to know if you think that's a win. And the flex they were going for, or
no.
Well, I think it's, in my opinion, it's obvious. They employed 87,000 more of you. Who else are you going to endorse and vote for so you can grow the government?
I want to talk about Elon Musk's sarcastic emoji response.
What is it? What is it? I can't see it.
It's like a fever or something.
It's an emoji with a party hat on, and it's blowing one of those things, and there's
all right, we gotta move. Sorry, guys. Next thing, I want to talk about my crappy Raiders. How do you go from beating the Ravens on the road after being down 10 points in the fourth quarter to getting your ass whipped by the Carolina Panthers? We let them score, and this is when I knew the game was over. We let them score their first opening drive touchdown in 20 games. 20 effing games. Andy Dalton, 26.
I'm so disheveled.
Andy Dalton, 26 of 37, 319 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And our journalists have also attained a picture of me and all the other Red fans yesterday cheering on our team. That's us just squeaking the thing.
That's classic. Josh,
There we are.
Josh, I got to tell you, my gut told me to sit Gardner Minshew and to play Andy Dalton, and I didn't do it because I'm a Raiders homer, and I blew
And you know
it.
what? My gut told me to sit Zamir White and play Chuba Hubbard, and I didn't do it. And he got 25 points, and Zamir had 3. So, yeah, we're a bunch of clowns, and that's just our life. Now, real quick, AOC, the last drive, we throw in our rookie who was 5-5 last year, and no reason he shouldn't be starting. 9 of 12, 83 yards and a touchdown in 3 minutes. And I'm sitting
You
there
have
going,
a minute left.
going, what the hell? All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and X the Auburn stuff because they're not as important as Alabama basketball started practice today.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I
And
can't
gotta
wait.
tell you, our first game's Monday, the 4th of November. Notable non-conference games. We got McNeese State. I don't know if y'all know that Will Wade from LSU was the coach, and they won 30 games last year. So that's a big deal. They made the tournament. We got Purdue, Illinois, Houston, Rutgers. I don't know if you know anything about Rutgers, but they had one of the top 4 or 5 recruiting classes. Ron Harper's son is on the team, and he is a freaking baller. Look for him when we play that game because the blood runs deep, Uncle Bill. You'll see what I'm talking about. He's a lefty, but big shot after big shot. And can we build? We got North Carolina and Creighton to wrap that out. Can we build on the Final Four? That's the question.
That is the question. And I'm telling you what, Josh, are we going to watch at A&M or down in Austin? We going to watch Bama play basketball or what? We got to do it.
Reconvene once the season starts, and we might do it, yeah.
We got to do it, man.
Will
We gotta
Wade
make
shouldn't be allowed to coach.
He shouldn't, but I'm just pointing out that they got a pretty good team, and he's the guy.
He should be banned from coaching for what all he did at LSU.
But hey, we got Trelly, we got Nelson, we got Sears, we got Diabate, we got Stevenson, all 5 back, top 2 recruiting class. And I'll tell you what, Darian Reed, and then the guy LeBarian Phelan, Nate Oates is praising that guy, the guy that swapped from Kentucky or from Kansas to us. And then the dudes from the transfer portal, he said people are fighting for minutes, and they all have a buy-in attitude, and they're all like, I cannot wait, and that's my time.
Here it goes. Well, hey, I got to tell you, Josh, I will criticize you. I'll be the first to criticize you when it's time to criticize you, but I'll also be the first to praise when I say props to you in upping your game for the second quarter. I think we're all definitely proud of the work you're doing. You make it very entertaining. So thanks for what you're doing, stepping up in the
Even
program.
when Amber messes it up.
You could have
I listened to it last week. You did really good.
Raiders still have a team.
Bates comes again. He comes strong with it.
Come on, Bates, you asshole.
Nice.
You could.
That's the way to do it.
Who's your damn team, Bates?
You could
Well,
omit the Raiders.
Hey, his middle name is Master Bates.
just-
He's probably a Cowboys fan.
I just want to. But everybody,
There he goes again.
hold on. But everybody is talking about
Zach's in the house. Quincy has a nice hat.
okay. I didn't realize that the Panthers beat the Raiders yesterday, and everybody was like, Andy Dalton was the answer. It wasn't Bryce Young. Blah blah blah. All this stuff. They beat the Raiders.
No. Did you not hear? I just said that we went to Baltimore and beat them on the road after being down 10 points, and then they make a quarter.
But y'all got the
Hey,
Panthers.
you will remember, Quincy and everybody, I said who is going to be the first to get benched, or how long is it before Bryce gets benched? 1 week after I asked that, and now Andy Dalton's old 40-year-old ass comes in and makes it look like a team. There is no sugarcoating it. Bryce is nothing right now.
I think Yeah, because the team's not rallying around him. I think the team wanted Andy Dalton for whatever reason.
Amber, just real
Josh,
quick.
they've
I want you
been
to think
letting
about
Bryce Young get molested and
can I
half
say one thing?
killed behind the line of scrimmage. Have
Can I
you
say-
lost your mind?
Look, can I say one thing? I love Bryce.
No.
But just think about what you just said. So you mean to tell me that an NFL team drafted a black quarterback in today's game, and the players would rather have a 40-year-old ginger white
Apparently they would, because they played half decent yesterday, and they haven't played half decent all season.
You're making my point for me.
No, I'm not making your point for you.
Bryce sucks.
All right.
Dude. It is what it is.
Bryce does not suck.
Let's move along to the third quarter.
Yes,
He sucks right now.
Bryce does still get his paycheck.
He is still getting paid. That's right.
He should have went to the Dolphins.
So is Deshaun Watson. What does that mean?
Hate him. Freaking hate him.
Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you this. The Raiders gonna have another bust season, and
we're gonna
Bryce
trade
is he's gonna end up in Las Vegas
on another terrible team.
Let's go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, if you are watching the program, make sure you comment below so that we can shout you out. If you have any jokes about Josh, they will take precedence over everything else. But now it's time for the third quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, the third quarter is brought to you by Grit and Grace Goodies. That's right, Grit and Grace Goodies. Go to www.gritandgracegoodies.com. Use offer code ROLLTIDE20 for 20% off the entire site. That's right. And all these things that we sponsor the show by are things that we do because we're creative geniuses. So make sure you go check out Grit and Grace Goodies. And I'll tell you what, the third quarter is all about Coach DeBoer. It is the dynamic duo. The dashes on DeBoer. There we go. The dashes on DeBoer.
Just me.
Yeah, tonight I will. Would you like me to leave the stage, or who would you like to be your co-host this evening?
You can stay. It's fine.
Yay.
So it is not all about Coach today because I had to find time to fill with Austin not here because, you know, he's a man of so many words. So I just wanted to talk about really quick. No, Josh, I'm not picking you. I just want to talk about a year ago today. It popped up. I like your shirt, Josh. I see your shirt in the side cam. This time last year today, we were on campus at the Ole Miss Alabama game. It's one of my favorite memories, probably that we've ever had together. We were on the 50, 30-yard line. I can't remember which one, but our seats were fantastic. Somebody gifted us those tickets, and we just had a blast. That was my first ever SEC game. I had only gone to Mercer Tulane games, which are fine. But an SEC game is a totally different situation.
Different world. That's right.
It was a blast. We had a blast. It was hot. It might have been hotter than our game we went to 3 weeks ago. I'm not really sure. But anyway, this is one of my favorite things that you walk by where we park. We walk by this church every game we go to, and they always have the funniest signs. And the one I took a picture of the one a couple of weeks ago, and I need to look it up, but it said, "Thou shalt not hotty toddy."
Yeah, I love it.
And you can find that in Abominations 3024.
Abominations 3024. That is epic, dude. I love it.
Oh my gosh. Let me see if I can find the one because I definitely took a picture of the one from the USF game. Let's see. When we walked by. Oh man, I can't find it. Oh well. It was a great time. We really enjoyed that game. And that was the game last year where that was the game last year, of course, right after the USF game, and everybody was very torn and confused on what our quarterback situation was going to look like. And I became a Jalen Milroe fan in that game, not because he played like a different guy, but the student section, the students love him. And they, announced him as the starter at that game, and like the student section went berserk. And I was
Nice.
like, okay, if the students like him, then the rest of us need to get behind him. And of course, he did okay. He's not doing all I thought he would do this year, but he's still doing better. And I'm a Jalen fan. So anywho, also, just really quick before I get into my notes from Coach DeBoer's presser today. Oh poop. I forgot to start my timer. Okay, I'm starting it. Not at 15 minutes, but anyway. I want to talk about, I sent this in our group chat today, and then I just thought it would be interesting to touch on. Saturday is the first time Alabama has been a home underdog since 2007.
Nice.
And when asked about it today in the presser, Kalen DeBoer said, even if there's one doubter, it falls in line with the Lank mentality. And I love how he has kind of come on the scene and kind of like jumped on board with the Lank with the guys. And, they run around talking about it all the time. So, anywho, I just wanted to point that out. This is the first time since Saban's first season
that Alabama's the underdog. Yeah, it's really
at
interesting.
home. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's I can't wait to get to the fourth quarter. Not that I want to rush through your segment here. And here's something I thought was interesting, and I don't know if you have it planned. If you don't, it's not a big deal. But this segment was formerly Austin Dash as our Saban correspondent, and then Coach Saban retired. So what we did is we took this, and we have the Dashes who are a part of this program, and so we call it the Dashes on DeBoer, the dynamic duo, if you will. But while Alabama has a bye week, that's right. While Alabama has a bye week, we can go back to Coach Saban when he's making news. And I saw a clip, and I know you guys saw a clip when he was talking about Florida State football and the reason that people were in the transfer portal. So I would love for Josh to come on and let me know if he saw that particular clip, and then we can pull it up.
Which clip?
Josh, did you see Coach Saban's comments on College Game Day about Florida State and the transfer portal?
I did not see the actual comments. I somebody comment on it, so go ahead and play it.
Let me see if I can bring it up here. Give me
Okay,
just a
yeah,
minute.
you do that, and I'll talk about what Coach DeBoer said today in his presser. He said that they did have a chance to work on getting some of our guys healthy, and of course, he was asked multiple questions about Donald Trump being at the game on Saturday, which is like a big deal. He said it's great to have everyone who wants to come to be here. It's really cool that so many people want to come and be a part of the atmosphere that this game is creating. And I've actually seen quite a few like country music artists, of course, that are from Georgia, but talking about coming to Tuscaloosa and being at the game. And that's just really cool for me because, music is what we do. So
Tell them they not welcome.
Talking about the defense, he said, they're very physical, a lot of physicality. You've got to try to create opportunities with your matchups. He is expecting Malachi Moore to play. He was already out practicing with the team at the end of last week. Rasal, he's optimistic about. He's being evaluated throughout the week. Cole Adams, they're working him back in slowly into practice.
What exactly was Rusal's injury? I don't remember. I was on a plane.
I don't know.
Snakes on the plane.
It doesn't say on my notes what anybody's injury is.
It was one of them. They didn't disclose it, Josh.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. All right.
Richard Young is working back in slowly. And somebody asked him about his thoughts on the opening conference game being the Georgia game. And he said, well, welcome to the SEC. And they did talk to Womack and Sheridan. And of course, they had a lot to say, but we're already at 5 minutes. So I'm just going to end there with what Coach DeBoer said. And, he has a lot of faith in our guys. I know last week they talked about that they had not really opened up the playbook in its entirety yet because they haven't really had to. So
well, I saw him
really,
said that way. He better put up or shut up then.
I'm really excited about what could potentially happen. Of course, Coach does not have to go far, Coach Saban, because game day is in Tuscaloosa on Saturday as well. So
right.
I'm pretty excited about that. I'm excited to see like what all he says on game day, and he has to actually pick, and he has said multiple times that he will not pick against Alabama. So I'm interested to see if he picks against Alabama or not, based on Georgia's
against us.
Georgia's game against Kentucky actually causes a lot of people to step back and kind of reevaluate what they think about this game.
They're still top dog. They're still top dog.
No,
Well,
they're not.
They are.
I got a couple of questions, and I'll play this clip. I wonder if the guest picker is going to be David Pollock for this particular game. Probably not. But
they better have somebody that's from Alabama.
It better
here
be
we go.
somebody good.
So
I thought thank you,
Amber.
I thought my joke was very.
You know how to share X posts with video as well.
I don't, but let me give you Coach Saban's clips here, and we'll do this. You ready?
Figure that out later.
Well, I think maybe the problem isn't the coaches. They've been through 4 coaches since Spurrier and Urban Meyer, who both created a tremendous culture of winning there. And sometimes the fan base can just think, well, we can show up and expect to win, and not make the commitment to the program that you need to make to be able to continue to make the changes and investments you need to make to keep up with changing times. And things change. They should have taken advantage of building better facilities when Urban Meyer was there. What's their collective been like? How have they adapted to this, new model of college football? So it's not just the coaches. When you've been through 4 coaches and haven't had success, there's something else that people should be looking at. Now, when it comes to Florida State, they've always taken the microwave fix, I call it, to take a lot of guys from the portal. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't, especially when things go bad. Those guys were all in the portal for a reason. So now you take these guys out of the portal, things don't go the way they thought they were going to go, and maybe you don't have the kind of culture and leadership on your team and the people buying into the leadership that you need to be able to be successful. So this is a real challenge for Mike.
Yeah, I think that's
a couple observations. Okay,
I just want to talk about.
Hey, hold on, real quick. How many times have you seen Pat McAfee shut up and listen to somebody like that? First of all, he's listening to the GOAT because he knows he's telling the truth. And then, second of all, sorry, Roy Dale and Benson. that was a shot at you guys, but he's not wrong. Like, they should have been building up the facilities. They should have been doing all these things because he did it. He has created a machine that only needs a CEO. It's basically a business. It's a Fortune 500 company that all you got to hire is one person at the top that's good to run it.
I just want to talk about how serious you could tell he was. Like, he's still pissed those guys left Alabama and went to Florida State.
Pat McAfee's not a serious person.
No, man. Yeah, but he loves Coach Saban and has mad respect for Coach Saban. And I think anything Coach Saban says at this point, because, he's on Pat's show every Friday.
He also
every
jokes
Friday
around with him a bunch and feeds him.
They've already created, which, I mean, Coach Saban was on Pat's show last year via phone, like every Thursday or something like that on Zoom. And now he's on every Friday because they're wherever they're going. So Friday they're going to be in Tuscaloosa, which is going to be awesome.
I need to watch that on Friday.
I just think, I've got to set a reminder too, because I don't want to miss that. But I think that, people have been just too busy running around saying
we don't like Pat McAfee. Fire Pat McAfee. He's too wild. He's too this. He's too this. He's too this. And all Pat McAfee needed was a little bit of Nick Saban. And I feel like I've seen a lot less complaining about Pat McAfee, but I do know a lot of Christians have stopped watching Game Day because of Pat McAfee. I'm air quoting all of that because it gets on my nerves.
Well, one thing's for sure, Nick Saban does not need Pat McAfee.
No, definitely not. But I think that he's kind of helped level him out because I'm not saying that Pat McAfee doesn't respect Lee Corso, which he's not on there the whole time. I'm not saying he doesn't respect that. Like they have this camaraderie that Pat doesn't have with the other guys. And I think it's been really good for him and kind of toned him down a little bit.
He's a former player. And Nick
and
Saban,
they're both
Nick
West
Saban
Virginia
knows,
guys.
He knows how to deal with those types of people. And yet, like you said, they're both with West Virginia guys.
And
we all know about Saban. He is he loves West Virginia.
Yeah, he doesn't like picking against them, but you know what? They suck. Neil Brown needs to go.
I think if you pick against them every week, you'll probably be right more than you are wrong. But whatever.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and move on into the fourth quarter.
Yep.
And
the timer just went
Quincy,
off.
did you see that text I just sent you, Quincy?
Hey, we
I
have
will
a
have
chat.
to.
We have a chat, but whatever.
I'll have to look at that.
We have a private chat, Uncle Bill. If you could step up, if you could learn that, I would be so amazed.
Well, if you would shut up.
If you look at the screen, there's a thing that says private chat comments. We got to teach you how to click that private chat button and then click in there and chat it up.
All right. Well, let's Amber, great job.
My mail just ran. It is 6:30 here. It's ridiculous.
Oh, don't get me started on the mail. I'm waiting for some blackout coffee.
I did have a question that asked, but we ran out of time. I was going to ask, what is your favorite thing about living where you live? And I would say that's probably your least favorite thing.
What, my mail? Yeah, our mail lady sucks. She doesn't shut her. Okay, sorry, Quincy. Hold on, just give me 1 second. She doesn't shut our. No, we had a lady before her, and she was fantastic. Well, she retired. This chick does not shut the mailbox. Well, one of Austin's bosses mails checks like, we're living in the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s or whenever y'all started with checks. And so she'll just leave the mailbox sitting willy-nilly, wide open. Check could just go anywhere.
Did not start in the 90s.
I mean, I know that, but I'm just saying. We came home I came home Saturday from being at mom and dad's for 2 days. Packages, check, in the mailbox, wide open. I'm like, it's not that hard to shut the mailbox. It's really not that hard. It's like literally your job.
If you had a
Wilton County people.
If you had a mailbox with the shape of Josh's head, I would say you probably could not make that claim. But with that being said, I have my own gripe against the USPS today, as I was supposed to get an order of blackout coffee on Saturday. They pushed it to Monday. I'm all jacked up. It was a keto weekend, so I get my fake sweeteners. I get my heavy cream, get to put it in the coffee. I'm like, all right, get some flavors. Well, it pushed it to Monday. I said, that's fine. I'll just drink it black. Then I get a notification that there was no access to the mailbox. I went outside and took a picture. I was mad enough I wanted to call USPS, but that's not going to do me any good. But come on, guys. Did you not have enough room? I don't know. I'm not going to use this platform.
You mean
I'm as frustrated.
USPOS?
Okay, that's
I have a lot to say about the USPS because my job is supply chain and shipping, so I have a lot to say. But I shan't because that's not.
Don't exclude UPS, FedEx, and DHL.
Oh,
these fucking losers, okay?
Well, my company uses UPS because UPS is the best of them all.
FedEx.
We switched from FedEx last year sometime because FedEx, like, we were having clients like, "Where's my package? Where was what?"
They'll just leave it outside the door, wherever, in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
Right,
well, it's time now to move on to the fourth quarter. We will continue to disrespect all the services that do not provide us the proper amount of service. But we all, in turn, we will also praise those, like I guess Josh is doing with Delta, when they give us a great experience. So just know that this platform and its audience
man.
are going to make you pay. Just kidding. All right, that was the third quarter. The Dashes on DeBoer. In the fourth quarter, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The fourth quarter brought to you by Man versus Marriage, the podcast. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Go check it out today. Today we put out a riveting episode about marriage. And that's what we do. You want to be a better man? Want to be a better husband? Want to be a better lover? Come on over to Man versus Marriage, the podcast, and enjoy. We are here for you. It is what we do. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for the fourth quarter. We had all winners from last week in predictions because there was no game. That's right, no game. But now we move into the fourth quarter, and we have got to come up with what we believe our scores are going to be for Alabama and Georgia. And your boy didn't do any pre-work to look at how they match up. All I have is Wild Bill's Bama bullet points. Amber, what do you got?
Oh, are you asking me for mine right now?
No, looks like you had a comment.
Oh, I was just going to say that I have Austin's. He texted me his prediction earlier, so I have his.
Okay. Well, Josh, what are the numbers by Vegas? What does Vegas say when it comes to
Well, I listened to the next round, and earlier it was I think Georgia minus 2.5. Let me look it up.
Yeah, it's still that.
It's still the same.
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
Yeah, so we're 2.5 point underdog on at home. But looking at Georgia's games, they played Clemson, Tennessee Tech, Kentucky, and I'm looking at the top scoring and the top offensive, stats right now. Right now, Bama is number 6 in offense at 49 points a game. Georgia is not in the top 50. And if you look at top scoring defenses in the country, Georgia's number 3, and then Georgia's at 6.6, and then Bama's at number 6 with 8.67. So I don't know, man. This is one of those games that you think if it was Saban, we come out and we dominate these people because we obviously have both sides of the ball going better. But I don't know, man. I don't doubt Kirby Smart, and that's kind of scared me. I kind of feel like it's one of those games that he gets his guys up for and just comes out and annihilates us. But I also think that we're not in a normal situation with our coach because we didn't just go out and get some run-of-the-mill Gooberhead. We got a really good coach, and our team has played well besides maybe the first half against South Florida. And even we were trying some things out, trying to get people healthy before they were in there. But the Wisconsin game, that's not an easy place to win. And we just, that is a very hard place to win, and we just dominated them. So I don't know. I went on a tangent, but I just don't know what's going to happen, honestly. I'm going to say my score whenever it's time. But
yeah, we'll hold it here for the end. One of the things I look at, Josh, and Wild Bill, if you can comment on this too, I think in times past, for the past umpteen years, these are two coaches and coaching staffs that are somewhat familiar with each other. And now we have two coaches that are unfamiliar with each other. And so Alabama's got a new look defense, which I like. And I sit and complain about our defense because it continues to bend and rarely has it broken. I don't think it's faced an offense of this caliber. I know we've seen several times where there are wide receivers running straight down the field wide open and the quarterback just overthrew them, which I don't believe Beck is going to do. But what are your thoughts when it comes to this new setup? Kirby doesn't know DeBoer. DeBoer doesn't know Kirby. And what do you think about that angle of the football game?
Is that me?
That is to Wild Bill.
Wild Bill.
Well, it's going to be interesting, but DeBoer's got a guy that's got an office up in the stadium, and I figure he's going to lean heavily upon this week. But you're correct. Beck won't miss no open receivers against Bama. But also, when we've beaten Georgia these last few years, It's been with our speed. Georgia's DBs are good, but they can't handle a speed guy. So I think Ryan Williams and Kendrick Law could be the key to us beating them. But then again, it's going to depend on how much the officials are going to let the Georgia DBs keep their hands pulling on the jerseys and holding
Right.
down the field. But, I mean, y'all know, y'all watched the games. Our speed guys have been able to run past Georgia's defensive backs. They can't handle the speed. So I think that's because we'll match physicality with them. I'm not worried about that aspect. I think that's why we've been able to beat them is we are as physical as they are. And so we'll see. But I think Coach Saban will help more this week than what we'll know.
Oh yeah, somebody had already had a call with him last week. After the game, like into the week last week, like the off week. So I mean, I wonder how much between then and now and Saturday he's gonna have had some conversations.
Yeah, and I'm looking here, and I wonder. I haven't done any pre-work looking at. I know coming into the season, Georgia kind of touted their front seven as the best in college football, if you will. So I don't know what that defensive line for them and that linebacking core looks like. Traditionally, Georgia's got a great defense and they're going to be great up front. So I think it's gonna be crucial for us. It's also going to be crucial for Milroe. And what does his hot route game look like? And how aggressive is the Georgia defense going to be? And can we make them pay with our great stable of running backs? Because we have all the tools necessary to beat this football team. And I can't remember at the beginning of the season. I'd have to go back and check. Did we all pick Georgia to beat Alabama? I believe we did.
Yes, most of us said Georgia and Tennessee.
Yeah, and so right now I've actually, this is before
I
any
may
of the
change
games.
my pick.
Well, and that was before Georgia played Kentucky, and I think that game showed anybody who's going to play Georgia that, hey, you've got a chance. Even if you don't have a chance to beat them, you have a chance to, like, hinder them from literally running away with the game. Because until the Kentucky game, I thought Georgia was going to come into Bryant-Denny and murder us on Saban Field. And I don't think that now at all.
And I probably disagree with you about 80% for this reason. I think that college kids read and believe the hype more than ever because of social media, and I think they just don't prepare the same, and they play down to their competition. That's what concerns me. So both of the teams are going to be ready. Both the teams are going to be hyped up. What role does Bryant-Denny play, in putting pressure and causing problems for the Georgia Bulldogs? And then how are we going to adjust? I mean, it's not a matter of if they score points. It's a matter of when. It shouldn't be a matter of if we're going to score points. It should be a matter of when and whose offense is going to be able to beat the other team's defense. And I do think we're going to be really well prepared. I think we're well coached. I think we're really young in the backfield defensively, which concerns me greatly. But I have a lot of confidence in our offense to go out and to blaze a trail and to score points. So in my estimation, this game is such a toss-up. I think Vegas has it right around 2.5 points. It just depends on which way is it going to go.
Yeah, that's true.
And now it's time for the moment of truth.
Can I do mine and Austin's first? Because I actually wrote mine down before we started, and I don't want anybody else to.
Damn it.
Because a couple weeks ago, Josh took mine after I didn't go first.
Go ahead and blame it on that. That's why I won.
I am.
I suck at this.
No, you don't. You're 2-1 this season.
Let's go. Let's go 3-1. Here we go.
No.
If I go 12 and 0, if I would have went 12 and 0, we'd be 12 and 0.
Well, yeah.
All right, Amber.
you-
It's time
Okay.
now for your pick. Alabama, Georgia, in T-Town, 6:30 p.m. Central. Under the lights, what's going to happen? Whose pick's going first? Is it going to be Austin or
Austin.
Amber?
Austin. Austin says 35-24 Alabama.
That's not my score.
I'm going 28-22 Bama.
Oh,
That's closer.
All right, now it's time for Josh Moran. What do you got, Josh, on your pick?
What'd you say, Amber?
I said 28-22. Austin said 35-24.
I'm gonna go 27. Shit. 27-24.
Who?
Bama, of course.
What?
he just took my score.
Oh, dang it.
I was literally thinking of that already, and then I'm glad you didn't take it, Amber. It's gonna
Let's
be
go.
somewhere around that if me and Uncle Bill are both saying the same thing.
Let's go 31-23.
Bama?
What?
Hey, we have
I'm expecting anybody.
we have a fan. Zach is giving us his score. If you want to write that down.
Yeah, let's put the
That's,
fanfare in there.
He said 30-24.
Zach, is that Georgia or Bama? You got to specify, bro. Let's wait on his 30-24. Let's wait. Go ahead.
Okay, so here we go. Here, let me set the stage. We have never had anybody on the BS podcast pick against Alabama.
we should start doing that if we get. We have a lot more viewers this week, which is like 5.
Well,
We can keep it
Yeah.
going. We might.
I
We're
think it's
we're
great.
at 2.5 minutes, guys.
Zach
think
says
it's,
Bama. He says Bama.
Okay,
So
I wrote-
30-24 Bama.
I think it's great to get live viewers, even if it's 5 or 4 or whatever. So
I do too. I like it.
in the history of the program, we have yet to have a BS podcast participant pick against the Crimson Tide. And now we're still not going to have one.
I was going to be
Um,
so mad at you.
I did at the
No.
beginning of this season, but I'm not doing it now.
Well, that's because we didn't know what the product on the field was going to look like.
Yeah.
I think we went into a
And
hostile
they still
environment.
haven't put it all together.
Yeah, we still haven't put it all together, which Georgia probably hasn't either. This was the score I wrote down before I even asked Amber for her score. And I'm not proud of this, but I'm going to give it to you. And I have it 27-16, Bama.
I hate all y'all.
Wait, so you did 27, I did 27, you had 16, I had 24. Uncle Bill, what was yours?
His was 31-23. So Austin picked the high score. He picked 35. He says 35-24.
We ain't scoring 35 on that.
Hey, there is a chance that we get into a blasted shootout because of the power of our offenses. So I don't know what that's going to look
Georgia's
like.
not even in the top 50.
They haven't played anybody. They beat Clemson. They
Right, so
they
why
put
is
a
it-
whooping
why are
on
they not-
Clemson
Why are they not at the top 50?
because I think they've been holding out for the Tide, baby.
Well,
And I think the Tide has been holding out for
you
Georgia.
think they held out on the road in Kentucky.
I
Okay.
don't think so. I don't
I
know.
don't
Surely
either.
you
I
don't
just think-
barely beat Kentucky.
They only
They-
scored
no,
what,
they did
13
barely
or
beat
so?
It was
But-
13-12. I'm like, you're not.
The question is, did they hold back? And I'm like, I would think in the third quarter, if you're getting your beat, you wouldn't hold back.
That's a fair point. I won't disagree with you. It's just what my
All of y'all was texting saying that they're beatable. So,
well, everybody's beatable. I mean, we can go down a laundry list. And look, I
Yeah,
want to make
eventually,
it
though.
clear
effing Raiders.
this weekend, Quincy Moran,
Can you pop
will
that
be
picture
shouting-
up of the Raiders fans, please?
Josh, will you shut your mouth? This week,
That's us right there.
Quincy Moran will be shouting, and tell me if you are going to join me in shouting Boomer Sooner this weekend as the OU Boomer Sooners head down to Auburn to play Auburn in Auburn. Let's go, Boomer Sooner.
Look, Auburn's going to win. They got that new quarterback.
What new quarterback?
That's a joke. They don't have a quarterback.
Look,
All I know is next week y'all can't have an Auburn bash party because I'm not going to be here. So
Auburn sucks.
one of you three, before we finish today, I sent Quincy this text. Find the Mark Ingram from Wisconsin where he was holding the Alabama helmet, asking the panel what that number 18 represented.
I
love
saw
that
that.
video.
I saw that.
I
Y'all
love
got-
Mark. Mark's my
Yeah, I saw
favorite.
that right
What a
there.
way to end our program today, though.
Hey,
to show
That's
that.
right.
I would also like to point out that Zach told me yesterday, but he said it again. I'll say what he says. Freeze is the QB whisperer. What he said yesterday, he said, "I thought Freeze was the QB
There
whisperer.
you go.
What has he been whispering to him? Like this, how to lose or something? What'd you say, Zach?
Well, you read what Bo Wallace said.
Yeah, people are bashing Bo Wallace because they're saying you were saying the totally opposite thing last year.
Hey,
You were
real
worshiping the
quick,
ground he walked
I
on.
don't,
before we
I
get
don't know
off
if
the phone,
this is
can I
it.
say something? Can I say something?
Yeah.
Speaking of bows, I accidentally had to start Bo Nix in my fantasy lineup yesterday, and he was 69% completion percentage, 216 yards, and he ran for a touchdown. They won.
That's the video, Quincy, because you can see his Nikes. He has the Alabama
Yeah.
elephant on his
Gotta
Nikes.
show it. We got to see it as we close out. Man, only one guy on the panel knew what the 18 rep besides Mark knew.
And it was
Are
Urban
you
Meyer,
serious?
wasn't it?
They
Yes.
didn't know?
No.
And I just want to talk about how it's my least favorite. It was Urban. Hey,
All right.
Urban Meyer
So-
knew.
To clarify, Zach said, what was he whispering to him? How to throw it to the opponent? That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Okay, well, I cannot seem to find it. I'll give it one more try, and then we will.
Is that not the video?
No, it went to his X account.
Yeah, it's on. Somebody posted it on X. It might have been Fox Sports.
Let's see.
Their college thing.
I'm looking.
I see
for it.
this.
I can't.
I see
find
this Wendy's deal here.
Yeah, that's it. Wendy's is their sponsor.
I see him
Those are-
wearing this.
Yeah, that's all from the video. If you click on
There-
that Alabama article, does it pop up? Because
Click-
sometimes
click-
the
click
Alabama
videos.
articles.
Click videos.
Oh yeah, click video.
Come on, bro. Step your Google up. Just Google it. Google it. Google it. Just Google it.
I really
Oh,
like.
he did. He did crash the DeBoer show, and it cracked me up afterwards. Look at them shoes.
We needed those custom forces last week against USF. They really went to the
Those
fourth
are some
quarter.
sweet
Okay,
kicks.
I'll be the villain today. I'll be the villain today.
Get him, Mark.
I'll be the villain today.
Get him, Mark.
Y'all enjoy the fun while I learn. Man.
Enjoy the fun while I laugh.
Here we go, here we go.
I still love Wisconsin. I said I love Wisconsin. The people are beautiful. The campus is beautiful.
I love this guy.
Booed me for it. Just not Just tell them not
They
today
booed
at
me
noon
for it.
Eastern. It's okay. I'm rooting for y'all. 9 out of 10. It's not today.
It's not today.
Look at the sign right there. Let all they say no, baby.
Oh, it's not going to be the whole
Oh,
thing.
it's not the whole clip. Well, he turns around and he picks the
Basically,
helmet up.
He goes,
And
you know
he's
what
like-
this 18 stands for? That's
And
for
all
championship.
Only Urban Meyer knew.
Oh, Urban
Wow.
Meyer knew. And he also
Freaking hate that guy.
Urban Meyer knows how to stick his fingers in places they shouldn't go.
Oh my
Gosh.
gosh, stop.
You gotta stop that, you weirdo. Okay.
He does. Hey, there's video. There's video.
That is, and apparently you've been checking it out, golden chicken and all. All right, boys and girls, that is it. There it is. Josh's
Add some mayo on it,
biggest
baby.
takeaway from Seattle, the golden Cock-a-doodle-doo.
Oh,
All right.
literally just said it, and then I caught myself.
Yeah, let's not. He went to the
Let's
Golden
not.
Arches and he got bent. Never mind.
Whatever.
All right. It's fun at your expense, Josh, but hey, you're a good sport. That's what he said. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Wild Bill, your final thoughts.
Roll Tide, baby. Get you some of that
Roll
Georgia
Tide.
Bulldog.
That's right. Teach some Bulldogs to behave. Amber Dash, your final thoughts.
Roll Tide, guys. Gonna miss y'all next week. We're gonna be in big old Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Austin and one of his artists are playing an event with the one and only Stephen Curtis freaking Chapman. So
That's
we'll
right.
be and they're having it at like one of the places that all the musicians want to play. It's called the Station Inn, and they do bluegrass and country and stuff like that. And we're pretty excited about it. Austin might pass out because he loves Stephen Curtis Chapman. So y'all just pray that my man don't pass out before he sings his first note in front of Stephen Curtis Chapman.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is so awesome that he gets to sing in front of the legend. And so that you know, speaking of Stephen Curtis Chapman, at next week's program, maybe I'll have a video of my youngest daughter getting baptized. All right.
Oh yeah, love that.
Yeah.
Also,
this Sunday.
That is this Sunday.
A lot of people don't know. Well, a lot of people know who Bill Gaither is. Saturday, he'll be singing in front of Bill freaking Gaither. So
Oh my gosh!
he's got a big weekend. So
he does. Good on him.
Yeah.
It's exciting for him. Right on. Well,
I get to go with him.
There you go.
I get to go with him, which is like the best. So,
Josh Moran, your final thoughts.
My final thoughts are Roll Tide, and Zach said we're great. I think we have a listener of the day. Him and Chris Bates were competing, but Zach's 35 comments have won us over. Chris, step your fucking game up. Game up. Sorry.
Josh Moran.
Step your game up, Chris Bates.
Here.
Hey, let's
Tide.
also remember.
Hey,
yes,
real
go.
quick, I wanted to bring up. Did everybody hear about the Diddy arrest?
Oh my God, Josh! Yes.
So he got arrested, and there's been tons of just cheeks clapping and everything going on at his sex parties and all that. I just want to make sure everybody. It's some real creepy stuff, and my opinion is that he's the fall guy. They're just going to take him down. But
Jay-Z and Beyonce are in on this.
They're next. Oh, he has all the receipts, all the videos of everybody getting blackmailed, doing all this.
Yeah, he does.
Sex stuff. They're taking him out, and then those two people you just mentioned are next.
All right, we did not approve any overtime in this particular game, guys. So we're going to have to cut it short here. Make sure that's right. Your final words are Roll Tide. Make sure you go to quincymoran.com/apparel where you can find gear just like this. I sleep till 11 and still run a 4.7. That's right. How about this? Rolling with DeBoer in 2024. Look at this, baby. This should go on sale.
Show us your shirt, Dad. Show us your shirt, Dad.
There it is. Rolling with DeBoer in 2024. We can get you that right from Grit and Grace. And after this weekend, hopefully we are victorious and you can get a DeBoer Bama 24. Roll Tide, y'all. And then the highly coveted hashtag DeBoer 2024. That's right. You can get that and more at quincymoran.com/apparel. We are so appreciative that you are here spending your Monday night checking out the BS podcast. You know, it's plenty of sports, but we always deliver with the BS. Wouldn't you say? That's right. Roll Tide, everybody. This is Quincy Moran, and you are looking at the BS podcast. For Amber Dash, for Josh Moran, for Wild Bill, I'm Quincy Moran, and this is the BS podcast. Thank you, guys. Roll Tide.